field, you search any Fabled. Actually, really quickly, before we start this video, guys, if you guys could comment down below on examples when Fabled miss their timing, because as of right now, me and my cousin are playing the deck, and we're not sure when they miss their timings. As far as we know, we have found very little examples of when they would miss their timing, so we don't know. We want to know if we're playing it right or wrong. So, you guys can go ahead and comment down below and help me out. That'd be really appreciated. Back to the deck profile. You got 3 Fabled Cerebral. Pretty simple. When he's discarded, he's special summon. He's a 2-star tuner. Plus, he's like freaking cute, so I mean, you have to run him. 3 Fabled Cruise. Cruise is basically like a monster reborn for this deck. Whenever she's discarded, you can special summon a level 4 lower Fabled monster. So I mean, really, it's all situational what you're gonna get back, depending on what you have on field, what your opponent has on field. I mean, in cases if you synced, or if your Unicorn got destroyed, sorry about that, guys. You can bring back Unicorn. So I mean, Cruise is just really good. I run 3 Lurie, just because sometimes I need like a 1-star to go into like big plays, like say with Raven, discard this Lurie and another card, and I have no card in hand, and that goes into Reagan to +2. So Lurie's pretty good. Plus it helps with Chawa to go into Formula. So I think Lurie's really good. 2 Ganashias, the Elephant. 1600 attack, 3 stars. It's pretty good on its own. Plus when it's discarded, it's special summon and it gains 200 attack. The only problem is it gets removed from play, but he really helps. The fact that he's a 3-star really helps you go into the different level monsters. Oh yeah, the thing I also like about Larry is the fact that he'll let you go into almost, that additional 1-star lets you go into almost any synchro you need. So that's another explanation for Larry. 2 Kshanos. His main purpose really is to be in the graveyard, to discard a Fable to get him back to your hand, and keep setting off your plays. Plus, I mean, in its own, you can just normal summon him. He's a 3-star tuner, so yeah, he's pretty good. I only play 2 Chawas. I think 3 was too much for my build, I guess. But when you can discard a Fable to special summon him. So I mean, he still sets off all the plays. I mean, the main thing of this deck is just all special summoning. You really want to reserve like your normal summon for like a non-tuner, to like allow you to synchro. I was thinking about Reborn Tengu. I'm not sure. I like kind of gave mine away to my cousin just because I wasn't sure how it would work with Fabled, but I don't know. I might ask him to let me borrow them to check it out, but I mean, you do want to save your normal summons for your non-tuners. I play 1 Raven. In my build before, I wasn't running Raven at all, and I found the deck was just really sucking. But I changed the build around a lot. He was one of the cards I got added in, and Raven's actually been working out really good for me. Just because of the fact that he can discard your cards to set off all your plays. Plus, he himself becomes like a pretty big, like I think at some points I make him like a 5-star tuner, so he's really good. Your non-Fabled support, you got 2 the Trickies to basically like the simplest play with this deck is discard Cerberus to go special the Tricky and sync 7 and Arcanite to blow shit up. So the Tricky's just really good. 1 Sangan to search out almost everything in the deck except the Trickies and Ganashia. Plus he's a fiend, so he works with like Valkyris if I need to discard him. And then 1 Morphing Jar, just because a lot of times you'll end up with no hand. Or if you can have like a hand of like 3 monsters, but they're all Fabled monsters that'll like either be special or special something. So I mean, you just plus so much off of Morphing Jar, is so good. That was the monster lineup. The spell lineup, we got 3 Pot of Avarice, like the most essential card in the deck, just because you're going through so many monsters so quickly. Pot of Avarice just puts it all back in. I remember one duel that, like, I synchroed so many times in that duel. I don't know how we were just stalling it out, but I synchroed so many times that, I mean, I went through all 3 Pot of Avarice by, like, turn 4. And, like, after that, I mean, I had no way to put my synchros back, so it's kind of funny, but, yeah, Pot of Avarice is so essential. Card Destruction, same reason as Morphing Jar. If you have a bunch of Fables that'll be discarded, I mean, you just plus so much off of Card Destruction. Mind Control, just because you're on so many tuners in the deck. Mind Control is just, like, really good to help, take your opponent's monster and synchro with it. So it clears their board, plus it gives you the synchro you need. One Monster Reincarnation, again, really good. You set off the Fabled effects while getting back a monster, so, like, usually I find myself doing this with Fabled Cruise to special Fabled, and I'll end up getting back, like a Grimoire or something to search for a monster. So Monster Reincarnation is actually really good in this deck, and I'm thinking about moving it up to 2. I might, depending if I can find room for it or not. Staples, Reborn, Trunade, Dark Hole, Book of Moon, just to defensive purposes, help stop plays. 1 MST, just because I can only find room for 1. And I figured I might as well play it, because back row really does hurt this deck, like Solemn Warnings and stuff, so MST was good. Onto my traps. Speaking of the devil, or Jesus, I'm not sure. Whatever. Point being, you got Jesus here, Solemn Warnings, pay 2,000 to stop special summon, or normal summon, or summon, whatever. It's actually pretty good in this deck. Really helps me a lot. I prefer to play it in this deck over Bottomless, just because I have them, I guess. Either way, they're working out really good. Along with God himself to stop anything. Got your Solemn Brigade. 2 Phoenix Wing Blasts. I prefer these over Raigeki Break, because, like, say they have, like, Stardust or whatever on the field to negate destruction, I prefer to just put stuff on back to the top of their deck. Plus, if you put back something like they set, it was obviously something that's not going to really help them. So, I mean, you put back, like, kind of a useless card back to the top of their deck, and kind of, like, hinders them for a turn. So I really like Phoenix Wing Blast. Plus the discard allows you to special summon even more stuff, so it always helps. And then the last, Mirror Force, of course, it's pretty staple. Run it to protect your Fableds while you set up your plays, if you haven't already. That's the main deck. Extra deck, you got 1 formula. I only had room for 1, and usually most times I only went for 1 anyways. And if for whatever reason I needed 2, I can Pot of Avarice it back in. Fabled Unicorn, so cool just because he's a unicorn. But also the fact that he's 4 stars, 2300. Bring him back with Cruise. If you and your opponent have the same cards in hand, which is kind of hard to do, but you can. You negate stuff. Cataster, coming out for Hyper Librarian when it comes out, because I've been playtesting the deck with Hyper Librarian. It's so good. 2 Fabled Reagans. Of course, I usually hold off on going Reagan so I have no cards in hand, just to have the +2. But either way, the +1 is always good. Bionic is so good in this deck. You discard the Fables to send shit back to their hand, and you're, like, special summoning at the same time. So Bionic is really good. If he doesn't get banned, it'll be weird. Arcanite, just because of the tricky Black Rose to blow stuff up. Chaos King Archfiend. I figured Catastrophe would be the one thing that would kill this deck, and I needed a dark. Plus his effect's pretty good. He's 2600 attack, so it's good. Stardust and Scrap Dragon, they're staples. I played 2 Fabled Valkyries just for that extra draw power. And this is where me and my cousin were questioning the timing. If, like, we were to discard Cruise, does she miss her timing with Valkyries? So if you guys could help us out with that. 1 Trishula. I figured it's coming pretty staple in extra decks now, so might as well run it. And then Leviathan, just because I can make level 10s, and if I, for whatever reason, I read that my opponent has, like, a set Mirror Force, I might as well go on a Leviathan and attack, have it be destroyed, and get back 3 Fabled and do it again. Or just pop it myself with Scrap Dragon. So, it's all good. Anyways, that's my Fabled deck, guys. Hope